Hola, ¿qué tal, mi gente? This is Noan El Boricua, and I'm just speechless, to be quite honest, because you guys did a thing, and if you follow me on Instagram, you are a part of something that I'm gonna share, and I'm assuming this video might be super quick, and this is video 99, and I did not plan this video to be what I'm gonna talk about, but you guys did left me sin palabras, without word. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you because I want to read this article, just preface of what's going on, because in this video I want to show you why community is so important. More importantly, to the Feel Pasión podcast, I don't know if I give my intro, maybe I'll have to check back in the edit, but here at Feel Pasión, we are all about cultura, we are about faith, and we're about conexiones. And I think that the biggest thing is the conexiones, that networking, the making the connection. We made a connection. I'm grateful because as much as we know that social media can tend to be a thing that can get us not as productive or just get us in some situations of imposter syndromes or whatever the case may be, one thing I will say is that when people come together for a common cause, to better the future state of our young people, that's the conexiones that you guys have made with me. And I'm really grateful. And there is a project, this organization called the Sentencing Project. You might have heard of them. If you work within like youth or with students, this is a great organization where they really challenge the narratives of this incarceration of our juvenile youth. And they wrote this article, and it was by Richard Mendel, where he talks about how incarceration fails for our youth. And he opens up, and I'm going to quote this. I have this, on my phone. It says, quote, the following: incarcerating youth undermines public safety, damages young people's physical, mental health, impedes their educational and career success, and often exposes them to abuse. And the goal of this video is that by the end, I want to tell you why community is tan importante, why it's so important, and why something like this needs to be a huge impact, and the work that in the little that we give, we make an impact. And that's all because of you. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy Henry. If you guys haven't checked this out, and I just blinded you guys, but just check this out. He's doing a cause where they're trying to give Air Force Ones. This is based out in Texas. I hope you guys can give. I'll put it in the notes if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on the podcast. I hope you can be able to give back. And they did this the year before. And at the time of this recording, we're getting closer to Navidad. And my boy Daryl, my hermano, all the way in San Diego, and many of you that are a part of this as well, have given to a orphanage in Tijuana, and they are going to be going on December 20th to be able to surprise all these amazing kids with so much love y mucho cariño. And this is just really the work that we do, man. And that's why I appreciate the workplace. I appreciate my community. I appreciate my church, my friends, my family, everyone that's involved is the reason why we get to this. And I think one of the biggest things is that I wanted to share with this of what they're trying to do. And one of the biggest things is that Governor Newsom has signed this act where they were trying to close these juvenile jails by 2023, which is right around the corner. But a lot of the question was like, we were going to put them in these programs. And I guess what I'm trying to say is Passion LA is a nonprofit organization, and they're kind of like a unique hybrid. They are faith-based in giving these biblical principles, but at the same time, they are very community, like thinking forward, of understanding, like, how do we give back to our black and brown young people? How do we equip them? And how do we get them out of the situations that they're in, at risk or involved in gangs, or in this case, many of them where shout out to the founder, Bobby Lopez, and his family, and just the whole team at Passion LA. They've now embarked on this journey, I want to say almost a couple years now, where they've been going into the juvenile systems and trying to bring hope. Now, a lot of the work that Bobby did was during the height of COVID, where we were all just via Zoom, and he was doing this work. And a lot of the work, a lot of times, he didn't get to see the faces of a lot of these students because, again, they're minors. But the beauty was that his presence was felt. All right, so that was wild. There was a whole bunch of cars honking, so I had to like pause the video. But as I was sharing, Bobby and his team at Passion LA have a true heart for the juveniles in LA, and there's a need, and a lot of people donated, and there's 400 that they were looking to get, and one of the items was notebooks. I decided to, I've shared this on my IG stories. I decided to help out and say like, okay, how can we do this? Like, I can make a monetary donation and be a part of it. But what if I give people an opportunity to kind of see the type of connections that I have? Remember, conexiones is my thing, right? Like, this is why no matter what you believe in, what background you are, like, if we can make a difference for our communities, like, let's get together and make that conexión. So I wanted to have these conexiones with each and every one of you. At the time of this recording, the goal was to do 400 notebooks. Now, there were other needs, but the notebook stood out to me. Now, si tú me conoces, if you know me, I love to write by hand. It's even been argued that I have pretty good penmanship, for whatever that means. I mean, I'm a guy, don't matter, guy, girl, like you, anybody can have penmanship with practice, right? So I have good penmanship. I love to write. I have composition books that I've written over the years. As of late, I've been trying, during whole COVID, I was trying to learn like how to get a little bit more creative, make it more personal. So I even utilize like my iPad to take notes, and then I have an EDC, like an everyday carry type of notebook. That's what stood out to me. I wanted to give these students an opportunity to be able to write on something. So I threw it out there. I said on the IG story, if you wanted to be a part of it, to go ahead and Venmo me. And I'm really excited because if I'm correct, at the time of this recording, this is actually on Fuel Pasión Friday, which I didn't even mention. So if you're seeing this after, I just want to let you know the power of giving. I'm going to my orders here because originally these were supposed to come on December 10th. The goal was to raise enough money to buy the composition books, which, by the way, they couldn't be spiral because it's a juvenile system, so they have to be composition books. I said, look, let's try to raise in these next few days. Let's see if we can raise the money. Ladies and gentlemen, in 72 hours that I've counted where I was pushing it, all of you, cada uno de ustedes, contributed, and we got the books, the composition books. But a half of my delivery, or a third of it, came today, and the other half is on its way. I'll probably show a photo, maybe I'll screenshot. I'm just super excited. I'm hoping to post this also maybe on my IG story, and I will be videotaping to be able to give these to Bobby and his team, Pasión LA. Now, here's the thing. I just want to say muchas gracias. Thank you for being connected with me. Thank you for those that have been with me since day one. Thank you for those that have been new in this circle, and maybe you found this channel. Maybe you know me because of work, or you know me because of the community, or you just know me because of the church and just all these different organizations. Gracias, thank you, because I never thought in all my years I could give like a direct or indirect impact to the juvenile system. I've never been a part of it. Being fully transparent, I've never helped out the juvenile youth. I've helped at-risk youth within our community, but I've never been in an actual system to be there. And that's something that I'm grateful for you, Bobby. So special shout out to you. Thank you for getting us to come together and to give. And I started this of why the importance of community is key. Going back to this article with the sentencing project, they said that when we reduce incarceration, it has to be done through certain ways. And one of those, and I'm going to quote this, it says community alternatives to confinement to achieve equal or better outcomes at far lower cost. And one of the things that they talked about was like what they call YAP, Youth Advocate Programs. And they basically offer intensive support advocacy to advocacy. Yeah, I hope I said that right. To over 20,000 justice involved or other at-risk youth and young adults in more than 100 program sites across the country each year. So for those that gave from afar, thank you San Diego, thank you Northwest, thank you Midwest, shout out to Chicago, shout out to Oregon. I want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you to like my boys, because even though they're in their own beginning stages of earning financial, like they gave. And I know that I am blanking on that Bible verse, but it but it says in the Bible that if you instruct them in their ways when they're young, that they will be wise. And man, I'm horrible. There's just a lot going on right now. I'm just really excited, but basically saying that they will continue of what they see. And I think that's why we need people like you. So maybe in 2023, I know that people give their time and money differently. I know many people give in coaching in various different kind of sports or martial arts, or in the arts. I know that many people even do mentorships. We need you. But some people say, I just can't, but here's a monetary donation. We need you too as well. But I would like to challenge you. Sit down with some young people. Get a chance to know them. And maybe. I didn't mean to get emotional, but this was not meant to get emotional. Wow. Get to know young people in your neighborhood, in your community, local school, local Boys and Girls Club, YMCA. If you go to a church, a local church, our youth is going through a lot. And it's stressful for us adults as well. We're going through a lot. We can even argue we have more, but I just want our young people to be set up for success. All right, I'm gonna end it. Thank you guys. I wanted to say the importance of community. You heard me time and time again say it. We suffer in isolation, but we heal in community. Dr. Larry Acosta said that. And I think that the more we live in community, the more we can heal and be able to address some of the traumas that we've been through together, and also give the hope and the resources and the tools for all of our young people. So I'm hoping that these notebooks and everything else that Passion LA is doing with this, that it can make an impact in 1, 2, or all of our young people, all 400. And let's say, who knows? We'll see what happens next year. But before Christmas hits, I just want to say Feliz Navidad, muchas gracias. You might hear me say this again, but I'm just really, I'm flabbergasted, speechless, sin palabras, to know that you guys are amazing. So, and for all of you that gave, thank you so much. And hey, let's keep making the changes in this world. And yeah, I need some water. Check us out, fieldpasionpodcast.com. Como siempre, like always, immerse yourself dentro de la cultura, learn different things, find what's out there that's different, and grow in your faith. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. And more importantly, make those conexiones. It's so important to stay connected. It's important to find new circles and really see the benefits of finding these community partners. So I want to say that. And yeah, como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.